Hey up lads and lasses, and welcome back to the channel. Today is an absolutely miserable wet one. Check this out. We are in Northumberland. We're at a little village called Blanchland and it's absolutely beautiful. But we're here for one very specific reason. We've been planning this for a while, me and my father-in-law, and we are going to do the Northumberland 250. The weather said it was going to spit a little bit, but I've literally rode all the way up from West Yorkshire up to Blanchland, and it's been chucking it down, every bit of it. So today we're going to ride up to Jedburgh, I believe, doing all the 250 route on this, the Ducati Scrambler. It's my pride and joy, my favourite bike, and yeah, it's a wet one. I'm not really enjoying it so far. Me trusty Just Leak jacket here, the best jacket on the market, has leaked, and yeah, my Bobhead Alpha, as you can see, it's got water in it. So yeah, this is going to be a hard video to film because all my face mount cameras going to get soaked. You might not be able to see a lot of the road. My 360 camera might not be able to see a lot going from there. So if the footage rubbish, I'm just gonna edit it out and stuff. But what I'm going to show you is the little stopping spots mostly. So this is Blanchland. This is one of the oldest villages around in the northeast, and they've got this here. This is apparently the nicest post office in all of the UK. So this might just be a case of me stopping off on this Northumberland 250 and showing you the little areas you can go to. We have got a couple of stops planned in mind, but to be honest, I want to get this first leg over and done with as much as possible and get to Jedburgh because I'm getting absolutely battered in the face by rain there as well. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Right team, so yesterday was a massive failure. I set off from West Yorkshire at 7 AM and got to Blanchland for about maybe 10 o'clock or something, and it was chucking it down all the way, but we were quite cosy, we were okay. However, we set off from there and we went up over the moors and everything, and it was just chucking it down. You know, it was miserable. Visibility was so low, there was just like fog, low cloud, and you couldn't see anything whatsoever, so we didn't know where we were going. I had no signal on my phone, and the worst thing was whenever I took my gloves off, I couldn't get them back on because they were soaked through and my hands were wet. So I didn't really want to get any camera gear out and film when we were doing it. After about an hour or so, it got to about lunchtime, I just had to pack in. Actually 1 o'clock actually was. We made it to 1 o'clock and I had to pack it in. So I just headed up to Jedburgh for our lovely Airbnb that's here. But I arrived and literally I had to just tip the water out of my boots. These are waterproof boots, but I had to tip the water out. It was so bad. I've never been so wet. The Just Eat jacket failed, sadly. I can't believe the Just Eat jacket failed. There was water all down my front. It's just gone through the zip, I think. You know, just so much water to find its way through. So the plan is now we're going to head to a place called Kelso, I think. You know, I get all these place names wrong. But we had a nice night at this Airbnb. Lovely. Went into can't remember the town we went into last night, but we had a lovely meal at a place called Bert's Hotel. It was very nice. Michelin star, obviously. But yeah, this Airbnb is fantastic. We've got some horses in the background there. The host Sophie's been lovely. But yeah, we'll catch up on the road because I don't really know what else to say to you. It's a bit awkward. Right team, I have to apologise. I let the side down yesterday. But after that video in Blanchland, we went over the moors and everything, and oh my god, it was the worst weather I've ever ridden in. It was just pelting down with rain, even though the forecast said it wasn't going to be raining. The visibility was zero, so much groundwater, my boots got soaked in water, the Just Eat jacket failed. So about 1 o'clock I had to call it quits. I was miserable. I couldn't get my gloves off and get them back on because it was just so wet and swelled. But yeah, so I had to hightail it to Jedburgh. It was still 2 hours away, quickest route, and if we'd taken the route we'd planned, then it would have been 4 hours. So we yeah, I ended up heading straight back to the Airbnb where I met the owner. It was kind of like a shared house, and luckily she put a couple of things in the drying room, but the rest of it I had to go on a single towel radiator, electric one. So my gloves are still very soggy, my boots are soggy. But yeah, we could be in worse position. So we went out for a meal last night and that way, but today we're back on the Northumberland 250. We're heading to Kelso now. It might not be the traditional route, but you know, we're having an adventure, we're making it what it is. Now if you want to do the Northumberland 250 and have a better go at it than I did, then you just need to go on the Northumberland 250 website and give them your email address so they can sell it to China, most likely, and then they'll send you a map, and that map is all the roads that you take.
You have to try and plot them on Google Maps and then follow them that way. There's not a GPX file. I suppose that's part of the fun. It does highlight some of the best towns, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'm very gutted that we didn't make it. But we're out on the Ducati Scrambler. It didn't fail us in the rain. The new MT60S tyres are fantastic. The grip and handle round on corners. We've got Chris behind us in the Yaris GR, which is pretty much just a road legal rally car, which is really cool. And yeah, I'm ready to have a really nice day. So let's see where the day takes us. Cue the epic montage.
Trees whispering by, sky so vast and blue, freedom's in the wind, riding just us two, riding free. That's all we need, through the hills and endless speed. Northumberland calling me, twisted roads are melody.
Right team, I've just made it to Kelso. Now I've parked up the bike and I'm off to get some breakfast, but there's not much here. It's a lovely market town, it's very historic, there's a load of coffee shops and stuff, but there is, if you look above me there, this lovely abbey, and if we turn it round we've got a lovely graveyard. But the plan is now, I need to get some miles down. I've not done much riding at all. Just I'm with the father-in-law, so we just keep stopping for coffee and cake. So the plan is I'm going to ditch him and I'm going to shoot over towards Coldstream, and then I think there's a Norman Castle it's called, and yeah, we're just going to see where the day takes us. But I want to get a bit of footage of me riding, or actually enjoy the ride, and then get a bit of footage of the places that we can go to on the Northumberland 250. So yeah, let's see where we head up next time.
Right lads and lasses, we are now in Coldstream. We've had a lovely ride through the twisty bends and everything to get here. I did think about stopping and doing, you know, a little bit of a video, but you know, you don't really want to see that, do you? So I thought we'll just we'll skim through it on the face mount camera and the 360. But yeah, we've been stuck behind this big lorry towing this agricultural vehicle for about 5 minutes now, and the trouble is with these roads being so twisty, I can't just cut in front of it half at time. I wish I could. They've just been so narrow, so I've not had the best run really, but I'm just going to keep heading this general direction now and see where it takes us. There is a place called Norman Castle, I believe. I'm going to head towards Berwick, just follow the road on. Usually it'll lead us to quite a nice place, I'd like to think, but we've got to get in front of this van, well, this lorry anyway. So let's see where we end up next. So now we're on some lovely twisty roads just out of Coldstream, and we're heading towards Berwick. I'm not sure what there is at Berwick, but we're passing all these nice halls, as you can see from the lovely walls that they've constructed. And look at these here, these are stunning, these roads. There's hardly anyone on it. We got stuck behind that big lorry, and I got stuck behind a malt vehicle carrying some malt for beer or something, but I've got ahead of them now. I just want to talk about the Ducati really. So if you've watched some of my other adventures, you'll have seen this Ducati features quite heavily in them, and it's my first bike and it's my pride and joy. It's an 803cc 74 brake horsepower, which personally I think is more than ample for doing anything on really. I don't really fancy a big heavy adventure bike like an Africa Twin. I'd have one if it were free, but this seems to, you know, get me from A to B, and it's got some good speed in it, some good torque. The only issue I have got with it, which I'd like to change, which I don't think I can, is it is air cooled. So if I'm not moving, it does get hot, and I've noticed this when sitting in traffic. You can't do it, you've got to kind of filter, you've got to move more than anything with this bike. So, but yeah, it's got a lovely paint job, I do love it, and in the rain it held up really well, and yeah, it's just got like the perfect balance in the middle of it. So when it comes to taking corners, leaning's so easy, it's so manoeuvrable, it's so light, the weight's evenly distributed, so it's not too low, it's not too high. The one thing you do get, because it is a naked, you do get battered quite a bit, like I am now, but that's to be expected. But me being a young strapping lad, it's not too much of a problem getting battered by the wind. I can hold on. But there, let's see what Berwick's got for us. There's the seaside coming up, I believe. Let's have a look. Right team, we've just made it to Berwick now. We're coming over one of the lovely bridges that leads in there. I think that's the old train bridge to our left. And then we've got the sea to our right. and I'm stuck in the middle with you. But we're doing all right, to be honest. I'm gonna just have a quick stop here, a very quick stop. I probably won't film anything, and then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna start heading down the east coast and seeing if we can keep as close to the sea as possible. But yeah, it's a lovely little town, to be honest.
Right team, we've just made it through Berwick now, and we've come down to the lighthouse, which is at the end of this runway here. Now it's a very nice little coastal area, and for once it's quiet, there's no one here hardly. So I've got the place to myself, so what we're going to do is we're going to send the drone up now and get some epic shots. Right team, as you can see how beautiful them beaches are now. The clouds are now lifting with the heat, the sun is coming out, so I am drying off. My boots and my gloves are now drying off. The problem I've got is it's all of a sudden become very busy down here, and as soon as you put a drone up in the air, everyone wants to come and chat to you, and as soon as they see that you've got a camera, they want to chat to you about that as well. So I've just did a really nice monologue for you, and someone came over and just ruined it basically. So the plan anyway now is we're going to head down to Holy Island, which my wife's just informed me is where the Vikings landed. That's Lindisfarne, I think, to them. So we're going to head down to Holy Island and see what the crack is about that, shall we? Let's get to it.
Right, boys and girls, we are now heading to Lindisfarne, or aka Holy Island. Now, I'm not the best with the place names, so I probably just got that all completely wrong. But as I was saying before, my wife's informed me it's where the Vikings first came and stopped when they came to the United Kingdom. Well, I don't think it was United Kingdom back then either. I think it was just multiple kingdoms. Look at me knowing my history facts. But anyway, we just stopped off at a level crossing, and the train's gone by, and I've rushed to the front of the queue, obviously. And so there should be nothing in front of us on this lane, so we can have a proper good ride out to Lindisfarne. It's 4 miles of hopefully nothing holding us back now. But here we go, this is it. We're going to cross over to Holy Island now. Let's see how the Ducati Scrambler goes on this road. It should be absolutely fine. I thought it was going to be like a cobbled, old-fashioned road, but it's a tarmacked road, and it seems to hold up pretty well in the salt water and tide. But yeah, look at this. This is cool, isn't it? You see, the thing is, with the United Kingdom, we've got such a diverse landscape. Like when we were in St Ives the other week, it were lovely white sandy beaches, and then you come to the north of England and you've got this kind of grassland area with islands and people that wave at you on bikes. And then if you go over to the other side of the United Kingdom, you've got the Lake District, like beautiful mountain ranges and beautiful lakes to go to, which we're at next weekend, to be honest. We're out with the Monkey Revolution next weekend on the Honda Monkey, so that should be fun. But you can also go down to the Midlands, and it's all totally flat. And if you go to Middle England, where we were the other week, me and my wife, you want to know, we went in the camper van, that was near Hereford. It's all beautiful, kind of flat, beautiful, twisty, undeveloped roads. But yeah, here we go. Holy Island, here we come. I know it's been a bit of a weird video this so far, because we're going to be the Northumberland 250, but it's turned out to me just having a bit of an explore of the Northumbria region. And that's just how adventures go sometimes. We overcome and we adapt. But at the end of the day, I've got memories here. I'm bottling up memories for the future. Stuff to tell people about. When they ask what I've been up to at the weekend, I'll tell them this. And I'll always remember getting absolutely drenched in the first couple of hours of that Northumberland 250. And this Ducati Scrambler is absolutely smashing everything it gives it. The only issues we've had is with pop tyres. We're very bad at popping tyres. But yeah, the corners, it handles so well, and it's probably the most perfect exploration bike if you need one. You can fit enough luggage on it, I've shown you in my previous video, to get you around on a nice little adventure around the UK. Well, there we go, welcome to Holy Island. And this Ducati Scrambler, it's smashed it. As I always say, we've made mincemeat of it. We're not going to go camping in there or parking. We are going to go up here, entry to village restricted, 300 yards ahead. Well, we are Topboy Jonny and we break all the rules. And look at this. Dodging pedestrians now. This is really nice. Right, well, we don't want to do what the tourists do because we're not tourists. We are Topboy Adventurer today. So on our Topboy Adventurer bike, we're going to go find somewhere nice and quiet and just enjoy the view. We're going up here. You see, now look at this, it's a bit of a green lane track. No cars can really get into this, but look, we've not brought the CRF, but the Scrambler has got hybrid tyres on it, so we can do a bit of this off-roading section, these little lanes. I don't know whether I'm allowed to come along here, but we are going to come along here. And this really is the best way to traverse the country on motorcycle. Look at this, we just stood up and we're making a absolute, as I always say, mincemeat of this track. But there is a castle ahead. But could you do this in a car or a camper van? No, you can't. Or I'd do it. But we can do it on a bike. There was nothing saying we weren't allowed to bring motor vehicles down here. But we're going to do it. And that old boy's looking at me like I wish I had a motorcycle. But this is what a scrambler should be. You should be able to do a bit of this off-roading as well as normal roads. So yeah, I'm very happy we found this little lane, and we wouldn't have done it if we'd kind of stuck with the crowd today, I think. Look at this, a Ducati Scrambler. I don't want to jinx it too soon. It's absolutely smashing it. And this is why you should get a Ducati Scrambler. Because we're just having the best time. The CRF would be the best for this lane, don't get me wrong. But I'm not too bothered. I've got my tunes on. I've got nowhere to be. So we're just going to enjoy this lovely country track. Look at this here. It might end shortly, but wow. Right, so I think that's the end of that track. But that was a nice little surprise, wasn't it? And that's because we are Top Adventurer. Look at that, Top Adventurer.
Right team, so we've made it to Holy Island and we made it down this absolutely epic trail down there. Now if you were in a car, like I was saying, you wouldn't be able to get down there. Most motorbikes wouldn't be able to do it either, but because we are on the trusted Ducati Scrambler right here, check it out. Let's have a look, shall we, sports fans? So let's show you how we set the Ducati Scrambler up. We've got the MT60 RS tyres, so they're kind of your hybrid off-road, on-road tyres. It's got the shotgun exhaust, it's quite high up. Yeah, it's just the perfect bike. It's a scramble at the end of the day, so you're supposed to do this kind of stuff. Like, look at that lane, and let's show you around. So we've got the castle or something over there, and then we've got this lovely coastal path that walks all the way along here, English coastal path. But yeah, there's no one around at all today, so I'm gonna have a bit of a pee in the wind, I think. But yeah, so I think we're kind of salvaging this trip now. So like I said, we started off trying to do the Northumberland 250. What an absolute disaster that was yesterday with all the rain. And then I've just been to Berwick, and when I was on that pier, there was loads of people just stopping me, talking to me. I thought I had it all to myself. They just came around the corner like a coach had just pulled up. But I've got all this to myself now. So let's send the drone up and let's see how amazing Holy Island really is. Right team, disaster has struck with the drone. As you can see, there wasn't much drone footage there. For some reason my drone has logged me out of my account and I can't log back into it because I've got no Wi-Fi. I've tried hotspotting it off my phone, but it would have been great just to be able to send the drone up and have a look around the castle on Holy Island there. So that's going to have to be for another time. So I don't know what else is going to go wrong this weekend. But that's the whole point of an adventure, isn't it, I suppose? So I'm going to have to get some proper Wi-Fi just so I can log back into my drone account. But anyway, just in the distance, you might not be able to see it on the camera, somewhere around here, I think, there's Bamburgh Castle. And I can just see the silhouette of it through the clouds. So I'm going to turn this bike around now. We're going to head back along this lovely grass track that I found. And we're going to go to Bamburgh Castle. Let's see how we get on.
Right, so yeah, I'm sorry about the drone footage, but I thought I'd give you another little view of the exit of Holy Island. Look at this here. There's a lot of slow cars, we're just going to absolutely whiz past them. But I've said it more than once now, the motorcycle is the best way of travelling and adventuring around the world, especially in the United Kingdom. And I've had stuck with the father-in-law and stuff today. I probably wouldn't have found that little country lane. We've had to use the car park and everything. So you truly are missing out on an absolute ton of stuff if you've not got a motorcycle. And I'm telling you now, you need a hybrid. You need something that can do the roads, and you need something that can do them green lanes as well. A CRF, perfect, I've got one of them. They're not the best on motorways though, but they can go a lot further than, say for example, this Ducati Scrambler can. The Ducati Scrambler though, this beautiful machine, can do a bit of everything. And I don't think I'd have ever taken it on the beach or anything like that. It's a heavy bike, but a CRF could have gone on the beach maybe, if you're allowed. But, and also turning this around on that track, I normally put on the foot stand and just like lean it back and turn it itself. Very hard to turn this bike. The CRF, I can practically pick it up and turn it round. Same with the Honda Monkey. So if you've not got much money, because these Ducati Scramblers are very expensive, so are the CRFs, but if you are looking for like a little bike that can do the miles and go places that no other bike can do, honestly check out the Honda Monkey, because you're not going very fast on the motorway, but it can keep up with traffic at 67 miles an hour, as I've proven. But you would be able to go down that little track no problem and pick it up and turn it round. But yeah, so we're going to head to Bamburgh Castle now, and we're going to have a fantastic time down there. So cue another little So we're just on our way to Bamburgh Castle, and there's been another one of these train crossings, and I don't mind it. I'm not a train watcher or anything, but we'll wait for a train to come through. But what's nice about it is as soon as the train has gone through, we've got this entire road to ourselves. So yeah, let's wait for the train to go through and then let's get back on it. So since we waited for that train to pass, we've had this coastal road all to ourselves so far. Obviously cars coming our way, but nothing in front of us slowing us down. But just look at the views. It's so nice. Honestly, this is so worth just coming out and having a go. What I'd advise to do though, maybe is camp somewhere quite central to the Northumberland 250, and then you can always shoot off to different directions. Spend a few days doing it though, don't just spend a day blasting around it. You know, you want to spend 10 minutes stopping off at the castle and all that. Some people like to go for drinks and all that. I'm not. I'm here to see things. I'm here to ride this motorcycle. I'd go hungry to ride this motorcycle, so it's not a problem. So this is Bamburgh then. This is very nice, and look ahead of us, lads and lasses, there's a castle. You know, I do believe that at one point in time I used to live in a castle. I don't know why, but I've always felt drawn to them. But yeah, look how amazing that is. Do you think they'll let me take my motorcycle up to the top of it? I don't think they will. But yeah, look at that. Wow. There is parking up here, so we are gonna go up here. We're going to see what happens.
So there we have it, sports fans, Bamburgh Castle, and we had an absolutely fantastic ride down on the coastal path. It's worth stopping for the little train junction if you can, because you get to the front of the queue and you have that entire road to yourself. Yeah, as soon as I pulled up here, I've noticed that there's a ticket booth right behind me there, and he's wanting to charge me £5 to park my bike. I said, you've got no chance. He's also looking at me funny, so I'm not going to send the drone up. I think he's looking for an excuse to have me. But the plan now is we're going to set off back down that coastal path, and we're just going to head down south. I am meeting my wife somewhere a bit towards Newcastle a bit later on, so we're just going to keep going south, and we're going to see where we end up. But no real plans really, we're just having a nice little leisurely ride out. We've got nowhere really to be, and we've got about, I think, maybe 2.5 hours to get down towards Newcastle, so I'm sure we'll get down there. Let's get to it.
We're just going to set off down this coastal route now. I think it ends up in Sea Houses or a place called Castor. We're going to see how far it goes though, because I do like looking at the ocean as I'm riding, and look at all that there. We've got a big island with a lighthouse on over there. I don't know what that is, but that'll do me nicely, that, a bit of seclusion. I don't think there'll be many roads for me to ride my bike down, but I just think it's really nice. I love these grasslands, these grass bankings that are at the side. They just look just so outer worldy really in some cases. Look at that, on the motorcycle you can just overtake everybody, and we're having a great time. Easy. I'll tell you what else is quite nice, the fact that it's a Friday, so people aren't really coming out on a Friday, they'll all be at work. I mean, it's also the first Friday, and this weekend coming is the first weekend since the schools went back. So I think all the parents are knackered, they've got no money left. So it's now time for Topboy Jonny to come out of hibernation and start doing things he wants to do, so he doesn't have to be disturbed by people. Because what you don't realise is I've got really bad sensory issues. I get distracted really easily, and you might see it in my videos sometimes. If I'm talking and my headphone starts going, telling me which directions to take, I lose my mind and I forget what I'm saying. But yeah, honestly, it's so nice when it's nice and quiet. I can sit out, because if there's kids screaming, honestly, I can't deal with it. I can't concentrate. I don't know where I am. But so we're on these back streets now. I don't think we're supposed to come on these back streets, but we are. We're going to head back out now. We're going to head down the coast. We're going to find a way to go down the coast.
Right team, we're at our final destinations now. This is Warkworth Castle. So we followed the coastal road all the way down, and we've seen some right sights. If you've never done it, it's absolutely fantastic. I think it's part of the Northumberland 250 anyway, this coastal route. But yeah, it's been a bit of a strange one, hasn't it? I set off in all intentions of doing this Northumberland 250, but the rain, bogged me down yesterday. I got absolutely drenched. There was no way I could carry on. I was so uncomfortable. But yeah, today's been fantastic. Starting off in Jedburgh area and then going straight away east, seeing at Abbey, and then I can't remember what I've seen. I've seen so much, and then heading down to Bamburgh Castle and then along the coastal route. But yeah, my plan now is I've got to shoot off towards Newcastle and meet our lass. We're heading off to her granddad's 90th birthday tonight, so I'm going to drop my bike off down there at the father-in-law's, and then I'm going to head back up to Bamburgh for the night. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, it's been a strange one, so I do appreciate if you've stuck with me, because I never plan any of these things. I just film what I actually do, just going on these little adventures. But yeah, it's been a good one. It's been a memorable. I won't forget it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.